What is the hardest part of overcoming your pornography addiction? If you're hearing or watching this right now, chances are you're caught up and struggling with an addiction to porn and masturbation. And if that is the case and you are in your 20s, 30s, 40s, or beyond, there's a high probability that you spent a good majority of your life, years, maybe even decades, caught up in this addictive cycle. So in today's episode, I'm going to talk to you about the hardest part of finding true freedom, why most men don't break free, and what you need to do to break through the barrier of this difficult period. Unlock the mindset, unlock the belief system that is needed inside of you to ultimately transcend this addiction, break free from the shackles of pornography, and ultimately become the man that you were called and created to be. Guys, if you're new here, I want to take a moment and remind you what we're all about here. This is the Rebuilt Man Podcast. I'm your host, Coach Frank Rich, CEO and founder of Rebuilt Recovery, and it is our mission to help men become better men by quitting porn and rebuilding their lives in just 90 days. If you're getting value out of these episodes, if you're watching it on YouTube, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn those post notifications on. But if you're listening on the audio side, guys, head over to Apple, head over to Spotify, wherever you're consuming these episodes, and leave us a 5-star rating and written review, because we are here to serve you, to provide you with everything you need to remove this addiction out of your life once and for all. The toughest part, the hardest part of breaking free from this addiction, it's not knowing what to do when you're triggered. It's not needing a community. It's not lacking the necessary tools and abilities. It's not understanding what the root of your addiction is. Now, all of those pieces and components are necessary. You must understand why you use pornography in the first place. You have to get to the roots of this addictive pattern in your life. You have to put yourself in an engaging and supportive community with like-minded men. They're going to lift you up. They're going to encourage you. They're going to challenge you to become better than you currently are. You have to develop the necessary tools to self-regulate yourself. So when you are stressed, when you are anxious, when you are tired, instead of running to porn, you have alternate ways to regulate your nervous system, to regulate your stress. You have to be able to deny yourself. You have to be able to say no to certain things within your life. The ability to delay gratification. All of those are necessary. But brother, all of those are easily developed and or acquired. You struggle with community, join a men's group. You struggle with a community, get plugged into our brotherhood, redefine. You don't know why you look at porn. You don't understand what your root cause is. Go back 4 or 5 episodes where I literally laid out the blueprint for you on understanding the root of your addiction. You don't have the necessary tools to regulate your thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Get into mindfulness practices, begin to meditate, begin to expose yourself to cold water immersion. Begin to put yourself into difficult situations that you have to overcome willingly. So you're confronted with those unwillingly, you have the ability to process and regulate them. You don't know how to say no. You don't know how to deny yourself. Well, begin fasting. Begin finding ways every single day to say no to yourself. Over time, you will develop the tools, the resources, the community that's needed. So that's why I say that those are not the most difficult part of overcoming this addiction. The most difficult part is what's going on upstairs. The most difficult part is creating the belief system within yourself. The most difficult part is having the confidence that even though I struggled with this addiction for 20 years of my life, I have the ability to transcend this behavior, to create a new identity for myself, step into that identity, and become the man that no longer looks at pornography. Yes, that's the most difficult part of this. And it is that lack of belief within themselves that I've witnessed and seen hold more men back than anything else. You're not so addicted to porn because you don't know what to do when you're triggered. You're not so addicted to porn because there aren't resources out there that are readily available to help you. You aren't still addicted to porn because you can't find men to support you and encourage you in this journey. You're still addicted to porn because you do not believe in yourself that you have what it takes to create a life without pornography. Your identity is that of a man that struggles with porn. And if that's the identity at which you see yourself as, that is going to be the identity that you show up in the world as. And at some point throughout your life, at some point throughout a day, when things get difficult and you're not consciously in control of every situation and every step that you're taking, your subconscious will kick in. And your subconscious job, entire purpose, is to make your reality match your internal identity. So if you hold the identity of a man that is addicted to pornography, somewhere down the road, you will do something sub or unconsciously to align yourself with that identity. You've probably witnessed this before. You've probably caught yourself looking at pornography and asked yourself, how the hell did I get here? I was having such great success. I was on a streak. I was on momentum of 30, 60, 90 days. And before I knew it, there I am, literally in front of the screen, acting out on the behavior that I said I no longer was going to do. That isn't an identity issue. That is your subconscious making your reality match your internal belief system. So the most difficult part of your journey and of your recovery is going to be changing the way in which you see yourself, changing your internal identity, beginning to see yourself as the man that is no longer addicted to porn. And if you're struggling to create that identity, it may require you faking it until you ultimately make it. And here's what I mean by faking it until you make it. Take out a sheet of paper right now and write down everything that a man that is not addicted to pornography does on a daily basis. Write it out. Get clear on it. What time does he wake up? What are the first thing he does upon rising? What does his morning routine look like? What does he eat for lunch? What does he listen to on the radio? What content does he consume on YouTube? What movies and television shows does he watch? And what television and entertainment does he not watch? Who are his friends? Who are the type of people that he avoids? What conversations does he engage in? And what conversations does he avoid? What does he have for dinner? What does his evening routine look like? What does his mindfulness and meditation practices look like? What does his prayer life look like? How close and aligned is he in walking with God? How does he serve his wife? How does he take care of his kids? How does he show up and serve his community? Write down everything about that man that doesn't struggle with pornography, and then make it your job every day to live that guy's life out. And it may require some faking it until you ultimately make it, but you fake living a life as that man long enough, in time, your subconscious will no longer see you as the addict, but it will see you as the porn-free man. And then your subconscious will take over and operate in favor of you as opposed to against you. What time does a porn-free man go to bed? What books does he read? Get clear, 100% clear on everything about the man that you perceive to be a man that does not look at porn, and live that life out. And in doing so, you'll get to the root of your addiction. You'll develop the necessary community. You'll build the self-regulation tools. You'll understand what to do when you're triggered. But more importantly, you'll operate in the identity of the man that is no longer addicted to porn. And when you operate with that identity, that becomes the reality of the life that you live. Now, maybe you're struggling and you actually don't know what a life can look like for you into the future. What we've done is we put together 5-step training to help you get clear on the man that you can become without this addiction in your life. Visit rebuiltrecovery.com/vision, and I'm gonna give you this training absolutely free. This could be the missing tool in your approach. This may be the last thing you need to understand who you need to be and then live that life out on a daily basis. Rebuiltrecovery.com/vision. Put your email address in. We'll send the training to you right away. But host Coach Frank Rich here, the Rebuilt Man. We love you guys. We'll see you in the next one.